There comes a moment in every life when a man must decide who he truly is. Not who he pretends to be. Not who the world told him to become. But who he was meant to be. Because most people spend their days living in quiet confusion, they wake up, rush through the motions, fill their minds with noise, and call it a life. They chase comfort like it's freedom. They chase approval like it's purpose. And they die never knowing the power that slept inside them all along. But there are a rare few, who stop running. They stand still, look in the mirror, and realize that the greatest empire they'll ever build is the one within. They learn to think like a king, because a king does not chase the crown, he becomes worthy of it. A king doesn't wait for opportunity, he creates it. A king understands that the throne is not a place, it's a mindset. And yet, the greatest kings in history were also servants. They bow before purpose, before principle, before the power that created them. They led by humility, not by pride. They ruled through service, not domination. Because only those who can kneel before life have the strength to rise above it. To think like a king is to hold vision when the world sees chaos. To act like a servant is to work tirelessly without applause. And to win like a god is to conquer yourself. That is the trinity of greatness. That is the unseen law behind every titan who ever shaped history. Look at Edison, he failed 10,000 times before the world saw a single light bulb glow. Look at Carnegie, a boy born in poverty, who built one of the greatest fortunes the world had ever seen, and gave most of it away to education and libraries. Look at Lincoln, mocked, defeated, broken by loss, and yet, he held his vision until destiny itself bowed in recognition. These men were not lucky. They were disciplined. They were possessed by vision. They were servants to a dream greater than themselves. Because kings are not born, they are forged. Every dreamer, every creator, every leader who has ever walked this earth has been tempered by struggle, sharpened by failure, and tested by time. You cannot inherit greatness, you must earn it through the fire of persistence. If you want to rise, you must think differently. Not like the masses, not like the fearful, not like the defeated, but like the masters. And every master begins as a servant. A servant to his craft. A servant to his vision. A servant to the principles that will one day elevate him beyond mediocrity. Discipline is your crown. Faith is your sword. And service is your throne. You see, the modern world has lied to you. It told you success is about fame, followers, and the illusion of arrival. But the truth is, success is invisible long before it becomes visible. It's born in the hours no one sees, in the decisions no one claps for, in the effort no one applauds. The real kings build their empires brick by brick, while the world is sleeping. They don't seek validation, they seek mastery. They don't chase approval, they chase evolution. And they understand that the greatest reward is not what they get, but what they become. Because wealth, power, influence, they all fade. But character is immortal. And the man who masters his mind masters his world. Think like a king, not with arrogance, but with authority. Not with greed, but with vision. Not with pride, but with clarity. Because every thought you entertain is a brick in the empire of your future. Every doubt you feed weakens your walls. Every fear you allow becomes a thief of your destiny. Guard your mind as a king guards his castle. Let no negative thought invade the gates. Let no small dream poison the air of your kingdom. For as Napoleon Hill wrote, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Those are not just words, they are law. A divine equation written into the structure of the universe. The same law that guided Ford when the world called him crazy. The same law that moved Disney when banks laughed in his face. The same law that shaped every visionary who dared to imagine the impossible, and then built it. You are no different from them. You breathe the same air. You possess the same mind. You hold the same divine spark that has ignited the souls of conquerors, inventors, and dreamers for centuries. The only question is, will you awaken it? Because the man who learns to control his mind becomes unstoppable. The man who learns to discipline his desires becomes immortal. And the man who learns to serve something greater than himself becomes divine. So rise. Rise above distraction. Rise above doubt. Rise above the laziness that robs kings of their crown. Because the throne is not inherited, it is earned through fire, sweat, and relentless faith.